Hello, with the recent patch we got the skill tree changes, and with that there came a lot of new builds and new playstyles, and you also don't have to waste so much time on respeccing your skill tree. You are now a little bit more fixed into your build because you cannot go any path and rely on you getting always the random perks you want. But in the end you don't have to respec 1 hour for each character just so you can get all 3 random perks you wanted. And also now you can respec more often and say, okay, I want to try something new, or I want to try out this build, I want to try out that, and then you don't get punished by getting the old loadout back again. I would say there were some winners, some losers, and overall I like it. Both sides got kinda hit the same, so the most annoying and broken builds are now gone in my opinion on both sides. So the old Scout Baba was too strong, as same as the Grappler and Choose Fight combination was too strong for Victim, and this is gone. So Sonny, I would say, was a winner for that. The only thing he lost was 1 attribute point. So yeah, playing Sonny now is way more beginner friendly. I would say if you really want to learn how to door slam, Sonny is the way to go because of his ability and the perks he can run with it. At the moment, Sonny is my only victim I'm running Taekwondo on, because if I say, okay, I want to have some fun, I want to get some door slams in, I want to mess around with the family, I want to work some amazing and clutch plays, Sonny is the character you want to pick. And yeah, like I said, if you want to get used to door slamming, there is no better victim than Sonny. In the beginning, I thought Sonny is very weak because of his stats and because of his ability. But the more you play and the more you understand the game, Sonny's ability is one of the best in my opinion, because you can always tell if you're getting sandwiched or where the family members are coming from exactly. You can play loops the way no one else can play, and yes, he is the easiest one if you want to get some door slams in, because you can hide out of vision and still see exactly what the family member is doing. So as always, we're going to start with his attribute points. And his toughness is the lowest from all of them, which is kinda sad, because toughness is a very, very, very important stat in this game. Because the more toughness you have, the quicker you come up from incapacitation, the quicker you stand up if you jump down the well or window or you get knocked down. And also you have more health, which means you will be able to take more hits. So having a high amount of toughness is always important. I would say at these days with the new Baba builds that are out, unless you're running big swings, which is in my opinion very, very bad, then you always want to aim for more than 30 toughness, because at 30 toughness you always die with full HP on an overhead and then an M1. But obviously you're not always going to be full HP, so I would say at least go for 34, so you will always survive the lighter phase one-shot combo in case he gets a M1 in before you take the gap or the well or something like that. So having 36 toughness with this build, sadly the maximum you can get. Sadly you cannot change it up. And the reason for that I'm going to explain once I'm a little bit down. So yeah, having 42 proficiency is needed, and then the rest in toughness. Endurance is very nice. He has very high endurance, which feels super nice, especially after the Choose Flight nervous. Because with endurance, higher endurance means you can sprint longer, because every dash action consumes less stamina, and once you're only walking or not moving at all, your stamina regenerates way faster. So having high endurance is super nice if you want to keep the family busy, and if you want to loop them, or if you want to mess around with them with door slams. So his endurance is very, very nice, and I like it. Then strength. Strength is, I would say, one of the most useless abilities or attributes in this game, because if you do want to go for close encounter, I would say having high toughness is still more important than high strength. Because if you have 50 toughness and 10 strength and you're at 60% HP, you're going to win your close encounters. And if you have 50 strength but you're on 10% HP, you're going to lose it. And obviously the more toughness you have, the more hits you can survive before you go below a threshold. And yeah, as long as you're good on HP, you will always win your close encounters. And just because you have 50 strength does not mean that you have a very high chance of winning when you're low HP. But the good thing about his strength with combination with Taekwondo, you are going to be able to kick the generator in time if you manage to get a Taekwondo door slam in on a normal family member. So Leatherface and Hands are door slam immune because they're not going to fall over and then they make the angry animation. They just tumble and then keep going. So yeah, against Hands and Leatherface you can't do that. But with Taekwondo, if a Johnny is chasing you, Nancy, Sissy Hitch, whatever, and you get that in, you do have enough strength to kick the generator before they can hit you. So in that case, it's very, very nice to have his strength. And yeah, like I said, it can be helpful in a chase if you really want to do close encounters, and you can barge doors quicker as well. So I would say normally you don't want to do it, but just because he has Taekwondo and you can make clutch plays like that, it is amazing. And then proficiency, you always want a high proficiency because 90% of the things you do as a victim require proficiency. So if you open a door in the basement, if you open an exit gate, if you turn the car battery off, if you remove a cook padlock, or you manage to get outside of the house, or you inside the house, or outside of the yard, and you want to get another bone shard or screwdrivers or lockpick, you have the chance of holding down the action key to search the toolbox or bone pile and get your item very fast without making noise. So yeah, having high proficiency is very important, and 42 is the same. The reason why you need that is the same reason because you need the high strength. It's because if you get now a door slam in to a family member, so cook or hitchhiker on family house for example, and there is no cook padlock on the door, or the family member don't have nobody as cat hell. 42 proficiency is also the exact amount you need to unlock the door in their faces, because they get knocked down, they stand up, they get the Taekwondo slam, and yeah, then you can unlock their doors. And the same, like I said, with the generator, you can do with car battery, so it doesn't matter. If you are Sonny on Slaughterhouse, it's the best case scenario. If you get a door slam with a wide facility door, you're going to have enough proficiency to unlock the gate, if that's the last thing you need to do. Or you get a door slam and you get the generator and turn it off, so and then you can be out. The same goes for car battery. So you get the door slam in, you run to the car battery, and you will have enough time to turn the car battery off before the family member can reach you. Most of the time, I would say, when you go for the generator gate or the car battery gate or the car battery itself, you do need to be the last victim alive, so you have enough stamina because the run distance is so far. But let's say you are the last victim alive, you can make plays like that. And this is just very nice. It allows you to do amazing plays, and yeah, this is why you have to go for 42. And then we have stealth, the most useless attribute point in the game. If you climb up a ladder, take a bubble breakable or a crawl space, your victim will make noise. That noise is reduced if you have high stealth, so well, sometimes it could be annoying because they know where you're at. Or also, if you want to open a crawl space, for example, you don't need to hold down the action key, but you can tap it, because tapping gives you more progress. The same goes for toolboxes, so you could spam E and tap it, but in the end, what does it help you if you get your toolbox a little bit quicker, but then spend 5 times the amount to unlock the door, right? So yeah, always go for proficiency. And stealth is, yeah, maybe they're gonna rework it, maybe they're gonna change it, but at this moment it is very, very useless. Okay, then we are going to talk about his skill tree. Skill tree is the same way you went in the good old days, whereas before the rework, so we always went right. Because on the right you have the 3 perks, which I am running. I would consider is Synergize is the best. So you have Taekwondo here, what doesn't kill you, and Taekwondo, what doesn't kill you, and tougher stuff. So you reach the nice threshold, so you don't die with an overhead, and then yeah, get the door slam in. And if Leatherface, and that's the nice synergy, so if you try to door slam Leatherface, and he runs, and you get what I call a double kill. So you get the door slam in on him, but he also got the overhead in on you, which happens very often if you try for the door slam. You then now can run away because Leatherface is done for 8 seconds, and then you get all the health you lost back from that overhead, because what doesn't kill you gives you 100% of the health back if you do not take damage again. Does also help against family member, right? You go for a door slam on Johnny, he hits you while you door slam him, etc, etc. It's always nice. And in general in chase as well, so if they hit you in chase, and then you run away, you don't get hit, you get the health back. In my opinion, the third best healing perk in the game. And yes, you do have an option to run extra drip as well now with the new skill tree changes, so Sonny could not do that. And that's also very, very nice, because I would say if you're not too experienced and you want to learn to door slam, maybe extra drip in the end will help you more than what doesn't kill you. So this is good to practice door slams as a beginner. Same can be said with no cell down here, because yeah, now you can mess it up against Baba and don't die, right? So you have more tries before you manage to do it. And yeah, and then you also get stunt double, which can help you on maps like Family House. And yeah, so very, very, very nice skill tree. He was maybe one of the biggest winner in the rework, because yeah, you're losing 1 point, but you get so many more points. Yeah, this is the way I would go for my Sonny. And then we're going to talk about the perks. So like I mentioned a lot of times in this video is that you need tech 1 door, because if you get tech 1 door, the family member is stunned for 8 seconds. Which means Leatherface or hands, they just tumble a little bit and then stand there, and then they cannot move for 8 seconds. So you get a lot of distance and it's still a good slowdown. If you manage to get a door slam in and Leatherface early in the basement, that can help your teammates a lot to open all the doors. So that alone is worth it. And like I said, the plays on carpentry, generator gate, etc. against normal family members also help you because of that. It's a very strong perk, and this will teach the family member a lesson. And in my opinion, the most fun way to kind of be a bully, because it needs skill. It can be tricky if you have a little bit of a ping. So most of the time, I would say if you spawn and you'd go it, try to open or slam a door and see how the ping is, and then, well, if you see the door closes a second after you used it, you have to adjust it. Maybe use it a little bit earlier than you would normally use. But yeah, try to figure that out and then just adjust it for your rest of the game. And then yeah, what doesn't kill you? The third best or the second best healing perk in the game. And like I said, this is just a perfect synergy with him, because if you get the door slam in while Leatherface overheads you, you will get all the health back. Same goes with any other one. Or Johnny hits you hard, but then you take a gap and you loop him and you get all that health back without you needing to stand still and use that health potion. So very, very strong, especially in chase, especially against Leatherface. And then the last perk is Tougher Stuff. And like I said, Tougher Stuff is there so you can have those numbers 42 and you be above level 30, because if you would put something else in here, you would drop below 30, which now means Leatherface will always one-shot you with just an overhead and an M1, which can happen very often if you mess up a little bit, or you get caught in a bad spot, or you get ping diff. And yeah, and now you need 2 more points in here, then you cannot do the fun plays with door slamming them and opening the door right in their face. So yeah, this is the reason why I still run it. I would say this is still the best loadout, even though he had it, because yeah, with that you can do the nice plays with door slamming, turning gen off, turning car off, being annoying to the family member. If they go for a chase, they get punished for you, and yeah, you can be very, very efficient if the family member is not on you, because you have high strength, high proficiency, you can do generator, you can do car, you can do doors, you can do gates. And if they are on you, you do have very nice chase perks as well. So the second loadout I have is more if you want to learn and if you want to practice some door slams. You can put still 42 in here. And if you want to or need to, you can also go 50 proficiency, but I would say either stick with the 42 so you know how it feels like once you mastered the perks and you go back to tougher stuff. Or just say, okay, no, I feel so insecure, I just have it as a backup plan, but I wanna do my stuff way quicker. Then you can do this, but if you do that, Leatherface will just one-shot you with an overhead if you completely run out of your no-cell stacks. So this is up to you. I would still recommend at least going for this one, so you can, it's enough proficiency, you can learn the playstyle, and you allot at least one shot to every single thing, hitchhiker, trap hands, or whatever. And then, yeah, instead of the other two perks, you run the other healing perks, because now you have a safer well to heal, right? If you well and you drop down the well, you bleed out, or you need to reset, you get your health back, so you feel safer going back up again with your low toughness. And then you have no cell, because no cell will reduce the damage for 30%. So yeah, you can now practice door slamming, and even though you mess it up against Leatherface or something, you do not lose HP for the first 3 times and do not get one shot, right? So this is very, very nice to practice door slams as your beginner. And once you feel more safe and you get the door slams in more consistent and you learned the playstyle, I would recommend going back to this, because in the end it synergizes way better and it allows you to be more aggressive. And then what also is possible is now a third loadout. If you wanna say, okay, you play Family House but you do not have fast hands, and you say, okay, I don't feel confident on door slams yet, but oh, I do wanna win. They have the scary Leatherface Cook hitchhiker loadout. You can do this loadout, because this allows you to be the one that jumps the window. Because you need a high toughness to survive the window damage and the hitchhiker trap if he puts a trap outside of the window. And to outplay that, you need to have a bone shard and a health potion on you when you jump the window. So now you pop your health potion right before you take the window. So exit rip triggers, and then you take the window damage and the trap damage, and exit rip counters the hitchhiker venom bleed damage. And then you have choose flying, because you don't have a lot of proficiency. Your best play outside now will be generator because of your high strength as well. So yeah, now you can do the choose fly build and then run all the way from the generator to the front, because you have enough endurance and you do have choose flight. So this is a very nice, okay, I'm just going to jump the window, put pressure on them, keep them busy out there as long as possible. If you get hit every once in a while you loop, you still have extra trip then to pick up a health potion later and just keep them busy out there as long as possible. And if they don't chase you, you can always go for generator. And yeah, even though with the low proficiency now it will take very, very long to do carpentry or the gate, well, if nobody's there, right, you can still do it. If you say, okay, you wanna do the window play, but I wanna have more option, you can take one door here as well and go back to the same combination we had before with the 42, because there is a way that you can get a gate slam on right next to the car battery and then turn the car battery off right in their face. But I would consider this a little bit too risky, because you still take venom damage and you still, worst case scenario, going to have a Leatherface outside right on you. So I would say, if you want to do that, better switch this out for no cell. So even if Leatherface comes out, you don't have to well, and you can keep looping out there. But yeah, obviously depends on your playstyle. This is, in my opinion, the okay, I jump window and I go for the generator exit type of build. So those are his loadouts, and now we're going to talk about his ability. So his ability was considered very, very bad, because it felt wrong, and the more you play, the better it gets. So you can use it in the chase to know where are the family members. am I going to get sandwiched? You are on a family house, you're on a door, you wanna know where are they coming from? Is it only one? Is it only two? You're looping someone on blue container in slaughterhouse, and you see if they're trying to wait, if they're committing. There are so many ways to use the ability, and yes, of course, also for the door slam. So you see if the family member is going to commit, and then you can hide behind the door so you don't really see if they commit or not, and they don't see you if you're waiting there, but with your ability, you're going to be able to see them again. And then, as always, we're going to start in the end. This one sounds, in my opinion, the best because the range is increased, right? But then I would say most of the time you want to see what's close to you, right? So it's not so crazy. And this sounded very bad for me in the beginning. But once you use it, it's very crazy. Because if you don't have this one, everyone is highlighted yellow. So you don't... white. So now you don't know, is this a family member who's coming from there? Is this a victim who's coming from there? And then you maybe are scared because, oh my god, that is a family member. You run somewhere else, but in the end it was your teammate. And yeah, if you pick this, the teammates will be highlighted blue and the enemies will be highlighted red, and now you're going to have insane information about everything that's going to happen. You can also check where Grandpa is because he's just sitting there and not moving. It's very, very strong. And yeah, you don't need this recharge rate because in the end you can use your ability endlessly anyway. And I'm going to explain it a little bit later. So now you reached here, and then you have to check, yes, now we're going for the detection rate. Because even though you want to know what is around you, you can still see if someone is coming. So you want to know if a family member is about to come to help him. And the earlier you realize that, the earlier you can leave the loop or plan accordingly. So yeah, that's when you need to go for the range. And yet the other tools are, here is for the consumption rate and cooldown, and like I said, you can use your ability endlessly anyway if you go for the middle one. Because this means your ability comes back sooner. The fun part about Sonny's ability is you don't want to hold your ability. You just tap it once. Because if you tap it once, you will see everything highlighted. And the highlight does not go away the moment you right click again or activate ability on controller again. It stays a little bit. But before you can use it again, it has a little bit of a delay. And that delay is reduced by 1 second if you go the middle one. And what you do now is you tap your ability, you turn it on and you turn it off instantly. Which now means you're going to see the family and everything around you for 2 seconds. And it will take 2.5 seconds before you can activate your ability again. So you're going to end up with half a second not knowing where everything is. But yeah, like theoretically, if you do this now, and now you activate your ability and instantaneously turn the ability off, you will have insane knowledge. Who are your teammates? Where are your teammates? Where are the family members? What are they doing? Where are they running? For the entire game, endlessly. Of course, you don't need to do that. I would only use it if I go somewhere or if I loop somewhere, if I'm at the door. But yeah, in the end, you will have endless knowledge non-stop your entire game, and this makes Sonny very, very, very strong. So yeah, this is it. This is the new Skilltree loadout build for Sonny in the newest patch, and I hope you liked it. I hope you're going to have some nice games with it in the near future. And if that's the case, make sure to leave a like. And as always, if you feel super nice, make sure to comment in the video below or subscribe to my channel in case you didn't already. Thanks for watching and good luck in your next game. Bye bye.